what's going through your mind? What are you thinking about? What's important? And if you can touch on that, that'd be outstanding. Zach, go ahead.
Yeah, the fan experience, the fan entry point is really where it all starts. If it's not simple and it's not and it's not trusted, we're not going to build a relationship there. And so we certainly evaluate it from a point of view of what is the interaction and what's in it for fans before we evaluate are we making money up front. So all of our mobile marketing efforts start as with marketing and promotional value. We don't try to jam the revenue first without considering whether the fan is even going to want to participate to begin with. And so it really has to be a successful experience for them. And it's a new way of communicating with fans for the artists. We've really hit the age of email spam, and our email newsletters are becoming increasingly less read and less valuable. We all know that. And so the cell phone is really sort of a new frontier for artists, whether it's, hey, check me out on Leno tonight. Are they going to get to the email if you send that out? Maybe. But most likely it's going to be more effective if you send it direct to the phone. And so that's really exciting for us.
To what he said, just a strong message out to the fans, and also it's like icing on the cake when it can be multi-platform. You get your TV and the online and the POP, and so that's what I look for, besides obviously the strong message.
Similarly, also looking to engage the fans. What type of content, what kind of value are we offering the fans that they can't get elsewhere? Similar as far as how can we differentiate ourselves versus the email list? Yes, like we text out, but how can we also engage, and is it relevant, and is there a perceived value that that will continue to grow our lists, and we wouldn't have any of our members wanting to opt out? Is this something that like they feel that in their text plan that they want to like devote like a certain amount of text to per month? Especially depending on the demo, they might have a pay-as-you-go plan. They might not have an unlimited text per month.
So not only is it a new channel, but the content.
Just in continuation, I think to what Aaron said about thinking like a fan. It's not just about. We always want to think in traditional marketing terms. Like if we have an album release, we want to tell the fans about albums in stores. But I think sometimes our fans really want to know more about stupid things. If one of our artists was at McDonald's and it forgot their fries, I think if you're going to interrupt someone, I think you really want it to be unique, and just make sure that it's so personal to communicate with someone on their cell phone. They always have it. They have it all the time, and so if you're going to send something out, you really want it to be something that they're going to want.
Yeah, that type of content, mobisodes, webisodes, where you can see just the artist bugging out or just seeing a personal view of the artist. I think that's what's most important for fans. So like I said, we had the formatting of Moses was, Nelly says this, and, go see Moses. And I wanted more space there so that we could just say whatever we wanted, whatever we thought that was on the artist's mind. And I've gotten texts from through other services where it's not really important stuff. It's not about my album coming out. It's just, just a regular text that you get from a friend or whatever. So I think that stuff's important.
The person that it's coming from.
Right.
The channel,
Right.
the way that it's sort of positioned.
Right.
And that if an artist were potentially able to send that message themselves, they would be able to do it in their voice and in their tone.
Right.
In terms of concerns, and just to try to keep this thing moving along, when you go to execute on these types of campaigns that we just talked about and reaching those goals and objectives, what are the concerns at a high level around interactive mobile marketing? What do you think about those types of points?
Yeah, I think one of the concerns is, like you said, the unlimited text plans, or whether the phone will work, or there's a lot of different platforms and different capabilities on different phones, and it's kind of fragmented. So you're concerned that the experience is not going to be streamlined for all of the consumers. So that's a main concern that you have. Just making sure that everyone kind of has the same experience as you send it out, and like as an end user's having the intention that you're sending it out, and they're not having trouble. So, with some short coding stuff that we've done, it's kind of simple for some people, and then some people have a really hard time going through all the steps, and you lose them through that process. So, you try and simplify it and make it as easy as possible, and that the experience is good for the consumer.
Making it more interactive and polling, and we do a lot of trivia contests, and then probably just to breathe in, and there's a lot of work to be done, and just kind of like everything you know now is going to change like next month. So just kind of like learning to like roll with the punches.
I think for me, it's just constantly seeking out new technologies and not just reading about them, but rather trying them, because I read about them so much, but then I don't actually know how they work. So that would have been my advice.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that comment exactly. We have large enough rosters where we're looking at new technologies, and not necessarily from the viewpoint that it has to be a permanent platform that we roll out across the board, but that different artists, can use different feature sets, and let's try something with one artist and see how it works, and learn from one platform to another. And so execute quickly and then build on it for the next campaign about what was good and what was bad.
Text Hinder to 66937, and they do the backstage contest. So I think they're the most into it, and they started first with us.
For me, I don't know if it's that they're into it, but their management is very receptive. It's 3 days grace, so we did a meet and greet at the shows, and that was very exciting to get their involvement.
Yeah, we have this artist, Seosin, that's very excited about the Mozes platform, and using it to involve fans, interactivity with the live show coming up on a tour that just launched this week. As well as we have an artist, Jay Holiday, who's absolutely blowing up right now, and we think one of the key drivers of that campaign has been this voice platform that he's calling directly to fans, and fans pick up their phone, and Jay Holiday has left you a message, and you hear him directly, and it's 5 weeks old, and we have 30,000 members, so it's pretty exciting.